Hey, this is Jaxler. This is a quick speedrun tutorial for Pseudoregalia. This is specifically for the any percent route and teaching how to get all three of the switches to unlock the major key in theater. So there's three switches, there's one in the middle and two on each side. We need slide and wall cling in the any percent route before we can access these, so if you're learning the route, make sure you have those. But with that being said, we're going to start just past like the axe swinging room. Not sort of in the purview of this tutorial to cover how the basic movement works. I'm going to link a video down in the description if you don't know how to do things like slide ultras. Okay? So, our first goal is to get up into that doorway way up there. That'll take us to the middle of the three switches. Normally, you're intended to go through that hallway down there, do a big combat sequence, and then wrap all the way up through here and platform. But that's really slow. So instead, I'm going to show you what the more worthwhile strat is for speedrunners. So I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like at full speed, and then I'm going to break it down step by step. Easy peasy, right? So, first step is a slide ultra. Again, not going to cover how to do slide ultras in this video. You should check out Pace Proxy's video. But essentially, we're doing a slide ultra, and then at the top of our jump, we're wall clinging on this left wall over here into the 90-degree corner. And you'll notice that once I'm in a 90-degree corner, if I hold up left, I can re-cling the same wall over and over again. And you gotta keep in mind that you only have 6 uses of the wall cling before you're forced to touch back down on like a normal surface. So because of that, we have to sort of count in our head how many of these wall clings that we use, because we're gonna be trying to use pretty much all of them to get this trick to work. So what I'm doing is I do the slide ultra, and then I'm going to be counting out my wall clings. So if you see me get the yellow trail, that means I got maximum speed, so I only need to count to 3. If you don't, like most normal people, then you'll need to count to 4. And so once you repeat the wall clings, you'll get enough height that you'll be able to see that blue arch up there. So for example, 1, 2, 3, I can see that arch up there, right? Once I see that arch, just like out of the top corner of the screen, that's my cue to start wall clinging on the back wall instead of on the left wall, okay? So watch. We're gonna get up there again. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do a 4th one. And then you can sort of delay a little bit and then wall cling. So you wanna be careful not to go too high because there's this flat part of the archway that will cause you to bonk. So I'll give you another example of that. So if I just try to wall cling up here, no good, right? So that's not what you want. What you instead want to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, wait a little, then start your wall cling. And then hopefully, if you do your wall cling at the right height, Sybil will kind of wall glide into that bulkhead right there instead of underneath it. That's what you're looking for. Now, there is a bit of leeway. You can go a bit higher, so it almost kind of looks like you're sort of wall riding on the blue thing, but it's not like the most consistent thing in the world. So again, just 1, 2, 3, 4, jump, 1, 2. So that's all 6, and then we get the ledge grab and we're good to go. All right. So I'll give you one more example of what that looks like with like the full speed slide ultra, because that's like I said, if you get like less height, you need to do 4 wall cling refreshes before you can make your way up here. You do it with 3 if you get the faster speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. If you want to, you can go for the 6th one and just jump over the ledge like that. But either way, that puts you up here. And then you can just, if you want to, just wall cling over here. You can do a slide ultra cross if you want to be swaggy. But once you get past this point, you hit a checkpoint trigger. And that's really important because for the next 2 out-of-bounds clips, we're actually going to be hazard warping. And that hazard warp is going to put you right here. So keep that in mind, okay? Alright, so once we get in here, you can either go left or right first. We're going to go left first in any percent. If you were doing 100% or all abilities, you would probably go right first, then left, but probably cover that in a future video. Okay. So what you can do from here is you can do like a slide cancel off, you can do a wall ride, do whatever you want to do. But we're going to be doing a cling clip. So what a cling clip is where we're tricking the game into starting a wall cling on a portion of a wall that is out of bounds. And so it just kind of snaps us into the side of a wall. And so what that'll look like here is something like this. Just like that, okay? And so what's going on is, hold on, I'm going to show you something else as well. If you want to practice this, I highly recommend using the save crystal to save your game. And then you can kind of just use a slide ultra or some of your wall clings and then just sort of climb up this way. And then you should get to back about here, right? So what I'm doing is I'm sort of facing the camera in a certain direction, right? So this is the front of the gate. I come around the right side. I turn the camera a little bit so you see this sort of gray part of the wall and then it becomes green, right? I turn the camera until I can't see the gray part anymore and it's just the green, right? Like this. And, you know, obviously a little bit lenient, pretty lenient, so just, that's roughly kind of the angle that I use, right? And so what I do is I jump without moving the stick, then I press cling, and then I hold left. Like that. And that's what gets me the clip, okay? And so I'm going to show you that one more time. And you can kind of see you just fall out right here. Something to keep in mind as well, and this is going to be really important for these two clips in a second. I am playing at 60 frames per second. I highly recommend that you play at 60 frames per second as well, because out-of-bounds properties differ depending on what frame rate you're running. The long and short of it is that these cling clips are a little easier at high frame rates, but for clipping through things by just falling through like a ceiling, that's easier at lower FPS. So generally, most people play on 60 or 70 FPS in order to get sort of a happy medium, if that makes sense. So if you're like trying these and you're getting no luck, double check your frame rate just to make sure, right? All right, so we're gonna set up our camera again. Again, I'm holding neutral, then I jump, wall cling, and then press left. Then I jump to the right, and then I can swing to hit the lever while I'm out of bounds, okay? So you're gonna be, once you sort of navigate over here, you're gonna be kind of in a free fall state like this, right? Where Sybil's just gonna be chilling. If you for whatever reason, if you have Sunsetter, do not use Sunsetter here, or else you will soft lock, okay? So essentially what you wanna do is you wanna go towards like the doorway over here and just kind of hold in towards here, and eventually you should just fall out into the purple goo. I'm going to reset to last save to kind of give you another example of what that looks like. So again, nestle yourself in the corner, don't hold anything on the stick, jump, left and cling. Sometimes, if like your angle's a little bit off, or sometimes the game is just rude, you'll cling off of the gate, or sometimes you'll cling back this way, and you'll need to sort of react. But just double check your camera angle, because the direction you move is relative to the camera. So if you feel like you're doing everything right, maybe just try changing your camera angle. So again, hold the stick neutral, so don't touch anything. Jump, left and cling. And then I jumped up and right, then I hit the attack button, and then I keep holding right. And so that'll eventually cause me to clip and fall through that ceiling right there. And that gets me the second lever, right? So let me show you that one more time at full speed, and then we'll go to the other one, because the other one is pretty much the same concept. So stick is neutral, jump, left and cling, jump up and right, hold up and right, and then I just attack, and then you want to try to fall into that purple goo if you can. If you miss it, no big deal, you will eventually void out. And then so I'm spawning at the save crystal, because I reloaded a save. But normally, if you're doing this like in a run, let me show you where you'll end up. Trying to get up here. It's a little funky sometimes, even with slide ultras. There we go. So if you do it the route I showed you, you'll end up back here. And then you can just slide your way through here. And then we're going to essentially repeat the same thing on this side. So instead of going on the right side on that... we do right side both times, actually. So instead of, like, going around the cage, you're going to stick to this side. And you're going to do the same setup. So looking at the gray wall, I'm going to turn the camera until I can't see it anymore. Then we're going to jump while the stick is neutral. And then we're going to hit left and cling. Just like that. And then that clips us through. And so I'm going to fall through and sort of clip out here, just so I can show you what the next steps are. So again, set up the camera. It's the same setup. Stay neutral. Jump. Left and cling. And then from here, you can just land if you want to. But generally, you jump and hold up and right again. And you do the same kind of thing. So you jump, you hit this, and then you usually will just kind of fall out. Now, there is a slightly faster way to sort of get out there. And I'll try to show it off, but it's a bit tricky. And it's also slightly frame rate dependent. So, essentially, again, neutral, jump, left and wall cling. Sometimes that'll happen. I also recommend that you kind of wait till the apex of your jump before you attempt to do this. Yeah, so usually you'll just kind of fall out just like that. I'm going to see if I can remember how... I haven't played any percent in a little bit, so there's a way that you can essentially fall into the hallway that's over there, and that allows you to get to the key faster. Oh, you can also do that too, which I didn't bother mentioning because it's really difficult, but you can do that too, which is pretty cool. That's generally why you do right side second in any percent, because if you manage to hit that, then you can just go and grab the key. But there's also another way to avoid... Oh, okay, I'm just a god apparently. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm overcomplicating this. All right. So let me go ahead and reset to last save. I'm gonna go up to the top and set the correct checkpoint, and I'm gonna show you what this all looks like in real time. And again, you might be like learning to run for the first time. You don't need to do it as fast as like me, right? You just need to be able to do like set it up consistently. I just want to show what it looks like, you know, when I'm not like talking over it, right? So, however many times it takes you to get this is good enough, you know? It's not an easy strat, okay? So you reset your checkpoint up here. And then we'll go left side first. Set up the camera. Fall through here. Hit the purple goo. Turn around. Slide cancel over here. Sometimes you don't quite make it, so we're gonna do the backup. We'll set this one up. Fall right through. Kind of hold down towards that way, and you should land in the purple goo. And then you'll come back up through here. You can just fall right down, and boom, the key is yours, just like that. And then from here, you'll just go on through this tube, and continue down on through Empty Bailey and finish up your any percent route. So yeah, that's how you get Theater Key in any percent. If anybody would like a guide for the Out of Bounds Theater route for 100%, feel free to let me know. That's a fair bit more complicated. And if anybody has any further questions, feel free to let me know. Just thought I'd throw this video together because a couple people were asking me for it. So yeah, any further questions about this game or this run, feel free to let me know in a YouTube comment. We also have a community Discord server where we're more than happy to sit down with anybody who's like really having trouble with stuff. So yeah, feel free to shoot me a message or any other runner you see. More than happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more requests for strat videos or tutorials, let me know. Thanks everybody, have a good day.